This is happening at Wood and Laguna, and you now see the military vehicles advancing despite those protesters trying to make a stance and trying to stop the military vehicle from continuing on. And there's cameras rolling, cell phone cameras rolling, and this group of people are really trying to get this military vehicle to stop, and it doesn't appear that it will. It is continuing to push forward, and now the people are moving away from in front of that military vehicle, which is a good thing. We don't want to see anyone get hurt, but again, you see this grouping of military vehicles advancing toward the federal agents further down on the street. And now we see that there's some water or something else being thrown at some of the military vehicles driving by, the trucks. The protesters very clearly upset by what they're seeing, trying to intervene on behalf of the people who may be detained at some point here.
Well, thank you everybody for clicking on the rant. Let's check it out. You got these illegals. California is in whine mode, crying that their cheap labor is being deported. I think it's funny because that's all they care about is cheap labor. And they're going to play the heartstrings. They're going to play the media. Is going to play the American citizens to shame them into turning a blind eye and saying, well, you know what? Some of the illegals, well, you know, I understand they got families. So do Americans, people. So do Americans. An American gets pulled over in a car with a kid in the car and he's driving on a suspended license. Guess what? He's going to jail for driving on a suspended license. But the Democrats let people do whatever they want to do if they're illegal. But you're an American citizen, you have to obey and upstand the law. So let's listen to some of the bleeding hearts start out after all of this, and we'll get more into it after.
I've been trying to keep my emotions in check, but being here is just too much.
This is U.S. Army veteran George Redis, pictured with his wife Guadalupe Torres. We met a desperate Guadalupe Torres outside Glass House Farms in Camarillo on Friday, searching for her husband, who works as a security guard at the marijuana grow house, the scene of an immigration raid Thursday in which Redis was detained. 200 people in all were detained at this site and another in Carpinteria. Redis is a U.S. citizen.
He really did try to leave, but doing anything. So I don't know what's gonna happen from here. I really hope I get a phone call or something because I'm getting torn apart. My kids are asking where their dad is. I keep having to lie and say he's at work.
Redis' vehicle remains outside Glass House Farms, and his wife has called every law enforcement agency in the area, but nobody knows where her husband was taken. Redis' daughter turns 3 on Saturday.
He has a bad back and he's disabled, and it clearly says it in the back of his car that he's a disabled veteran. Like, this is how you're going to treat U.S. citizens?
DHS says on Thursday they were serving a warrant at Glass House Farms for allegedly hiring and harboring undocumented workers. The raid lasted hours, and federal agents faced off with protesters. Some threw rocks at their vehicles as they left. In addition to family members gathering at the gates of the largest grow operation in the world looking for loved ones, some employees came out who had been hiding inside since the raid.
There's still people that are still hiding. They're afraid. They hide in the trunks of the cars or in the refrigerators.
We met Alicia Flores outside Glass House Farms, trying to help family members find their loved ones.
We are recommending the Mexican consulate. If they're from Mexico, there's the protection department they can locate them. Also, we talked to our Congresswoman, Julia Brownie, and they said that we can give her number.
There you have it, people. Some more alligator tears. I have no empathy for her whatsoever, okay? Guarantee you, her husband's not a veteran of the military. What about these 11 kids that were trafficked that they found in there? The media doesn't say one word about that. See, people, the media hides this stuff from everybody. They don't think the American people are smart enough to realize what's really going on. They don't give a crap about the American citizens. To them, this is all cheap labor. The deep state is the one sponsoring this and supplying everything that these people need. They are out here with this propaganda, but nobody's saying anything about the children. You know that there's still 385,000 children missing from the Biden administration? But the media doesn't want you to hear that. What they want to do is destroy Trump, and if it costs American people and it costs ICE workers their lives, it doesn't matter to them as long as they achieve the goal that they want. Okay, I have no empathy for anybody that is here illegally. Okay, your ancestors, my ancestors, we all had to come here at one time or another. My family came here from World War II. I remember the horror stories my grandpa used to tell me that when he was in Ellis Island, when he came from Ukraine in World War II. Even the legal Spanish people want these people out of here. They did everything they were supposed to do to get their citizenship. But these people think they could just crawl underneath a fence or swim across a river and all of a sudden they have more rights than Americans? No. People, I don't feel any empathy for this. I don't, and I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just a bad person, but people, I care more about the people that are here, that go to work every day. The single moms. You know how many single moms would... It's pathetic. And now they're even giving them cash because they want them to hide from ICE. People, you don't think single mothers out there trying to make ends meet would love to have the state give them some money? People, it's ridiculous because these Democrats don't care about these illegals. Do you really think they do? If you do believe they do, please comment below and tell me what you think. Let's move on.
I met a woman who was here. She was here to pick up her family member's car. She told me that she actually got a hold of that family member. She called her a few hours ago from ICE detention, and she told that family member that she was given two options. One, be sent to Texas to a large detention facility and go through the process of the legal immigration deportation process, according to that family member, or sign a piece of paper and be sent back to Mexico now. That family member saying that her family member signed that piece of paper. So she's afraid she will not see her family member again on U.S. soil.
Well, you see, they're going to keep playing on empathy of the American people. If one of these illegals would have stepped forward to bring attention of those 11 children that were there, by all means, hey, great guy, a real good guy. Maybe let's check him out, see what we could do to get him some citizenship. Nobody there stood up to the plate to defend these 11 kids that the media will refuse to talk about. People, you're never going to hear a word about it. It's in CNN, MSNBC. Why? Because it doesn't fit the narrative, people. It doesn't fit. It is to a point with these Democrats where they're going to do anything to destroy our country. And they're doing a really good job of it. We got Akeem's Jeffrey sitting there saying, blood must shed. People, these are our ICE agents that take care of America. They keep our streets safe for us. But no, they're going in every day. Death threats, rocks thrown at them. And these are people that we want to stay here in America? We don't want them here. They need to go. Look what they're doing to our ICE agents. We couldn't do that. If you or I or any other American went out there for it did that, we'd be buried under the jail. That's what I like. These democratic cities, you get all the stuff these illegals are doing. The murder, the rape, the pillaging of cities. Every democratic city is ran to the ground. I don't care which one you go to, where you go to. It is destroyed. And they want you to turn on the Republican Party. They want to blame them but he's got this country doing so good, just like their tariffs. By now, we shouldn't even have groceries on our shelves, should we? Or any gas at the pumps or anything like that. Just another one of their lies. People, the day that I decided that Trump was the man was the day that he was shot in Butler, Pennsylvania, and he got up and said, fight, fight, fight. There's nobody in the world that loves America more than that man, because you know what? I would have never got back up. I'm not a coward by any means, but I would have stayed down because everybody knows what they want with Trump. We all know what the deep state wants to do to Trump. But we got to keep them, and we got to back them up, people. This is America. We got to back our president. Thank you for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. And thank you for the rant. See you next time.